Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Transport Fever 2. Coming at you with more of our Dedication Island series. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And of course, as always, if you're enjoying yourself, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've rung the bell for notifications every single day. We're back here with another episode. And of course, leave the likes, leave the comments, and help me out. Okay, so here we go. Let's get back at it. A couple of updates from our last episode or two, and then we'll get right into the agenda of the day. First update actually is something I did, I think it was actually before the last episode. I actually edited this station here and put in some funky little roads so that we could actually get the capacity up on these lines, because what was happening is we had both lines trying to truck 800 coal and 800 iron into the same station, and there was just no room for all of them to get in here. So now we have a very nice little setup right in here where the iron is just doing a nice little loop-de-loop right here and into there. And then in here we also have the iron. We actually set up another road bit at the back so that these guys could kind of swoop in and back as well. And as well, of course, we did it over here as well, just to kind of make things look good. So we've got the line coming in here, and that way they're not crossing over each other. Because, in particular, this line that's heading down the coal line needs to be going really well. So that's just a little bit of an update as far as some things I did some setup as well and stuff like that. I think there's a couple of little things I did, but nothing major in between. But one other thing I want to show you is I've done some adjustments since the last episode. And what I did is I actually added in the extra trees here, the extra logs to come down this way. And you actually see they're just kind of still sorting themselves out because I just added the vehicles in. I'm just going to go ahead and play that a little bit, let those get sorted out. And so what happens is now I have enough. That's 400 and 400, which means we'll have 800 for the trains to deliver here. And of course, as you guys know, we had an adjustment to make. Now, I got rid of one of the trains here, and it's down to 790. So I'm going to let that continue to sort itself out. It was slightly above 800, now it's slightly below it. I'm going to see where that number ends up, but what I might end up doing is just adding one extra train on the end of these. Maybe make it 17 if I need to get it over 800. And like I said, I also added in some extra roads and stuff and configured this so that it's a nice quick line. They don't cross over each other. There's still lots of room in the middle. So as we bring in more product, like I said, this is a central area. So this stone is going to have to come in here as well. This long term, this might end up coming in. Certainly this will have to come on that side. These trees come on that side. They're all anything, even though this is obviously close to this, we don't want it extra traffic and extra things happening here. We want all of the logs to come into here that are required on the trains, no matter what. Right? So that's the long-term solution, is always have it coming in this way. And so that takes place here and here. And then, of course, the stone will always come down here. So that's another update on things that we've done. Also, the other line as well, I also deleted one of the trains like I promised I would. And that's in here. So now we're down to 3 trains, and we still have well over 1,000 on the rate. So that's really, really good. If anything, what I might end up doing in here, just to get the speed up a touch, is I might reduce these down to, say, 15 and still have the capacity. And also, obviously, make it more efficient because it won't be paying the maintenance on it. And, yeah. And also, one other thing I did as well, actually, is I've got this trying to get dialed in around 400. I've done that really well, so that's good. So we have the full 400 capable of moving from here, and we of course have the full 400 here. So now these trains won't necessarily always be full because the their capacity for the line is actually over 1,000, and we're only delivering at 800. So that's that's a little bit of a thing we're just going to let go for now, but we can make an adjustment on that. The other thing too is that when I move this, it'll be a slightly longer trip when I move it back here, so that could make an adjustment as well. So I'm not going to worry about adjusting the vehicles at the moment. Okay, so what's the hold up here? Yeah, so again, this is what happens, especially with the fast trains and stuff. we get things waiting, and people like this waits for this, and then this has to turn around and go, and that makes that wait, and that makes these wait, and it's just an absolute pain. So this is, in fact, you know what? Probably next episode. I'm going to go ahead and make that the next episode. But we're 5 minutes in. We haven't even started. Today, we are going to do some more optimization on the goods line and put in some infrastructure for the delivery to Joshland and Shepland, which means trains, and trains. Okay. So let's take a look here, and I want to make this as simple as we can. We're going to come in here, and what we're going to do is the train line is going to basically go straight through here. And there's going to be a train yard here that drops off the goods, and then they'll be trucked up into the city, like I said. The goods will come up into this way and get dipped in this way, and then the fuel would come on a line down here and get dipped in back on the back here in the industrial zone there. So that will be a train yard in here, and this looks like it's kind of a ugly hill, and we don't like that. So we're going to spend a whole boatload of money and make it much nicer than that. So let's go ahead and choose that and choose this and just spend millions removing this hill. It seems insane, I know, but I don't want to have to make a train yard come into this area. And then have to manage the roads and all that stuff that's going to be for the distribution, and then without having it flat. I mean, if it was a little bit hilly, I wouldn't mind too much, but might as well make things look pretty, right? We got the money. Like that. Like I said, and then we could just, this is kind of just be smoothed out at this point because pretty much at the edges. So we could pretty much handle that. So the train will come up through here and through this area, and we kind of want it to just be lined up nice and smooth to head into here. And what I think I probably will do is, just so that it doesn't even bother this stuff, is I might just edit this here. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and pause the game. Let's start making some adjustments. So let's go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to go ahead. No, that was close. Configure. I'm going to go ahead and put in some more rail along here. God, that's delayed. So let me just think. The fuel's going to have to come in here as well as the goods, and it's all going to come down this line. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a double. Thing to remember too is that the fuel is for the industrial area, and this industrial area is probably going to grow out here. So I can add some buildings along here that will give access, and they'll kind of do an auto deliver to a lot of the industrial out here, which will be handy. Now let's just go some platforms, cargo platforms. I hope they're working on making this faster. It'd be really nice. There we go. So that's configured like that. And so then we can basically just have the line come in here. Instead of having it kind of come in here and get tangled up and then have to come right back out to another line or whatever, we're going to need 2 spots for them to come in anyway. So we'll just make it a single line straight out. So we'll go ahead and put some rail, or some tracks, if you will. And go like that, minimum distance there. Let's get our crossovers going. It's funny how sometimes it lets you... Oh, you know what? Just a second. Let's make sure that was coming out evenly. I was just going to say, sometimes it's weird how... Sometimes it forces you to stop at a certain point when you're setting up these like it forces you to stop at 105. But before, I'm not sure if it's because it wasn't perfectly level, And now it's perfectly level. Maybe it's not doing that. Or maybe it's because I started it not here, but one in. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. So if you start it right at the edge, it limits you to a number. Now, I actually kind of like that, because what happens is, when you do that, it makes it so that it's consistent. It stops it at this 105 number, and then they're all the kind of the same length, which I like. But if you start it just here, or like, you know, clicked up slightly from that, then it'll let you do it as long as you want, because I don't know, I guess maybe that's built in. I don't know, intentional. But anyway, that's enough of that. We're good. And the line's going to come through basically right straight through here and turn in. So that should be plenty of room to get our turn in right there. Like that. We're going to have to delete that road and smooth it all out and that, but that's fine for now. What I'm going to do, so that we have our target, is I'm going to put in the train station, then we can work the track back and slide in. But what we want to do is basically have the track aim just off the edge of this. Like that. And then, right, and it'll just smoothly just, you know, come out of here, slide down there. And we want it basically right on that line. And obviously it has to get past this as well. So it's kind of like just like that. And like I said, it's going to continue through like this. Ooh. Okay, so this is going to have to turn. I might actually pull this back just a little bit, just to buy us a little bit of space. Because it's obviously going to have to make a turn. Might have to make a double turn. Might have to do a gradual turn that way and then a gradual turn into the space. We'll make that decision after. So let's go ahead and get our station built, which is going to be something like this. And it's going to be... I'm going to want it to have a through section so that the route that goes to Curryburg doesn't have to get stopped. And then of course we have to make 2 stops ourselves. If I make it 4 like this, and then the lines would come down, it would split, and then I could have it go straight into the one on the left and straight through, and we'll have it divert off to go to the one on the right, which will be the delivery, and then that one would basically be a stop, so it could turn and go right back out, whereas the other one comes straight through. I think I like it. And then of course, like I said, we're gonna want it lined up somewhere on this line, and then of course we're gonna want a road that heads up this way, so some space to do that. Long term, we'll probably make the adjustment with the road. We'll keep the track flat, and the road will either be a bridge over or under long term, so that's fine. There's lots of room to do that. So let's get our lined up here. We could probably... Well, we definitely have to turn it this way some. So if we put it on this line here, that's definitely, I think, getting past that, straight through there, and then it comes straight through here. And like I said, we'll probably... It'll be close, depending on the angle that we run this at. But I think this angle is not bad. If we come right on this angle and go straight up through here and lay it down there, we're actually pretty close. And then it looks like it's working there as well. So I'm going to say this is the right angle right here. The correct angle, of course. A right angle is an actual thing. And I'm going to put it right... I'm going to put it right there. It's $1 million, so I hope it's the right spot. Eesh, it's going to be tight. That is going to be tight. I don't think it is. I don't think it's the right spot. $1 million down the drain. Oh, baby. Oh, that's snazzy. Whew. Planned it. That is straight. Oh my Lanta, that's freaking amazing. So that's perfectly flat line. Hopefully it's pretty much on the same level as this, because we're gonna have to make the transition right in there. I'll start the transition can basically go right like that. So right from this corner, go like that. And then that's a plan coming together right there. That is a plan coming together. And then this will just swoop onto there. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and get rid of these here for a moment. And let me grab this track. We'll grab this inside track. And hopefully it's going to let us do what I want to do. Meow. Okay, so let's get straight right here. Let me just see. Will that let me do that? It will let me do it. So if I start it there, it actually lets me do it. And it's a pretty smooth line. I like it. I don't know. If I started it further up, I think it would probably, like up on the curve more, it probably says no. Yeah, I think I definitely have to start it on the flat part. So we're gonna have to stick with the kind of curve we have there now. This is right here. So let's go ahead and grab right there. It's pretty much the edge. And slide it in there. Any transition in height will be made over that point. Looks like it's pretty good. Maybe it had to go up a bit. Yeah, maybe it had to go up a bit. You can see a little bit there. But that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and live with that for sure. And then we'll grab the other one. And bring it down here, line it up. And it's looking good. Looking good. Had to carve through a little bit of a hill there. That's all right. We can always smooth that out later if we want. Now let's set up our signals at this junction as well. So that's going to mean, where are we? One here, like that. You know what? I kind of want a little bit more signal in here. I'm just gonna double up some of these signals. Certainly at least here and there. And then I'm just gonna go ahead, oops, and do the same thing here, just to be safe. And then another one there. And then of course we need a signal coming through that intersection there. So I'll double it up. Oh shoot, the catenary. The world of catenary has started, and it's all of its ugliness. So let's go ahead and I should have realized that, because actually when I put a station down, it asked me if I wanted a catenary, and I said no, and it just didn't click in until it was too late. All right, that there coming that way, that there coming that way, that there going this way, and then we'll go here and there. Oh, I gotta get rid of it. It's so awful. That change and that. A little minor mistake on my part, folks. I apologize for the delay. There we go. Now when we hit tracks, we want catenary. No. Like that. All right. And then let's go ahead and continue to throw down our signals. That was bona fide saucy right there on that. Escape past that. Straight up bona fide sauciness. Whew. You can't even beat that. I didn't think it was going to. Straight up, honestly, I didn't think it was. When I was looking from back here back the other way, I was like, I think we might be off by a little bit. And it was just like, nah, you're good, bro. We got you. One thing I didn't do is this down here. So zoink. Lock it in and lock it in like that. And I'll just do another one there because why not? Okay, so then this will actually come straight through. So let's go ahead and continue the rail. Lots of infrastructure today, folks. Lots of infrastructure. Hope you like your infrastructure. Let's see. That's going to actually make a bit of a hump. Not bad, though. I don't mind it. Let's just go ahead and live with it. Eventually, we'll put a bridge over that. It's actually not that bad. Nice and smooth for the rail anyway. Look at that. Nice and pretty. So funny. Sometimes, I don't know if anybody out there plays PUBG. I haven't played it in like a year, but I do enjoy, in the past, I've enjoyed watching it and playing it. And this map reminds me of Sandhawk because of all, it's like the basically the jungle and the tropical, or the, like, you know, that Southeast Asia kind of tropical look to it. So whenever I'm doing stuff like doing maintenance and stuff, I'm just like, feels like I'm making an adjustment to the terrain in that. That's Rory right there. Rory has clearly found herself something of interest. Oh yeah, you know what I just realized? I don't think, just a second, I might have screwed up. I gotta come all the way back. I gotta come all the way back. I don't think I'd put these as level. I just because we're just getting started, I just don't want to have a screw up just for the sake of it. I'm not sure if I click these level, to be honest with you. That was the kind of thing I was wondering about. It's not, it doesn't make too much of a difference, but I don't want to have a chance of it being wrong. So I'm gonna go like that and like that, and now it's nice and level. And you know, it didn't make any big differences there. And like I said, you know, staying level, always nice. These tracks coming out here like this. And then hopefully we're on a nice angle here. That I'm going to be able to slide into that. Ugh, it's close. It's going to be close. Let me just see. If I come in like that, what does it do to the line? It does a swoop out and then a swoop in, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all the way back to... Oh, look at this. We actually did some catenary mistakes back here as well. Wait, what? There, and there. Oh, whoa. No, look at that. No. Nope. Nope. Get out of there. So the catenary. And let's go back to track. And again, let's just grab the track here on this side. Doesn't really matter. And come into there and see what it looks like now. Much better. It's a nice. It's pretty smooth. Definitely can keep max speed on that, and it allows us to line up. I could. The thing is that because we're where we are here, the only way that I could keep it straight is if I could potentially just go like straight all the way to here and then just have the curve be sharper at the end. And then that's essentially where you're slowing down to come in or whatever. So that actually might look better. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and go, if we were to come straight in, it actually might not be too bad either, to be honest with you. If we come straight in here, make sure that's perfectly level for us. We'll have to redo that road, but that's okay. Well, we don't have to, but aesthetically we'd want to. And if we come to here, that looks like it's a pretty even shot of just swooping in there. It'll be a little bit on the sharp side, but we're not caring because it's right by the station anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. And then make the adjustment. How much of a change in elevation is that coming in as well? Looks like it goes a little bit uphill that way, but not a big deal again, like I said. It's actually still at 120. Maybe it's a little sharp for 300 when we go to high speed, but close enough. So we'll come out of here. And bring our track all the way down. And then we just need to do some signators. Right, so we go in here like that. And then we just start throwing down some signals. Go like that, and like that. And like that. Always the most exciting part of any Transport Fever YouTube video. The implementation of the signals. And of course, gotta put this in here, this in, so like that, and down to there. And that, like that. And that's good. So that track is implemented. And then the only thing else I have to do, of course, is add in the track here, which we're going to want to see here. It's always tricky. Never knows what it wants to do here. We come back this far. I want it to be nice and smooth, you know? Let's go like that. Oh, so close. Ah. There, that's close enough. I mean, it's getting a little bit nitpicky over something relatively insignificant. So, like I said, we want the track. We're going to want that there. So we'll put an opposite. We got one coming into there anyway, and then of course one getting on there. And then, of course, we're going to want a crossover in here. We are going to have multiple goods coming into here, of course. So, because we're gonna have the fuel will come from the bay in here in the harbor. We'll hop onto here eventually, and then come into here, and that'll be delivered as well as the goods that we're doing right now. Okay. Whew. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing play out because there's a couple things we got to check on real quick. And that's actually the trains. One of the things we didn't do during our train upgrades during the last episode was we didn't check on these trains over here, which is fine because we ended up having to do them this episode anyway. So we have got the crude being delivered to Morphus refineries. And what we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to have a really high rate. We're going to need this thing to be 800. Because if we're delivering 800 crude, that means we can make 400 refined. And of course, our plan is to have 400 steel being delivered as well, which will get us up and running quite a bit. So let's go ahead and manage this vehicle. And let's go ahead and throw on. Now we have this guy unlocked as well. And this is basically an upgraded version of this. Whew, man, expensive, but because 80 kilometers an hour, which is of course the max, instead of 70 goes 80. So after we spent all that money on all those trains, once again, just moments later, we're given an upgrade that would be significantly better because it's got not only higher speed but more power and more effort and everything. And it's not. I mean, they're more expensive, but it's not. It's only like less than 100,000 more expensive on upkeep. So we're probably going to want to throw those on, and on basically all the trains we did last time. This is looking pretty impressive, if we're being honest. Maybe we keep some of these ones here is fine, but any of the ones where we use this, we're basically going to use that now. And for that's specifically on the lines where we've got packs as well. Now here, we're going to want fairly long trains. So the power's nice, but this has got decent power as well. The speed's kind of useless, but it's much, much less expensive. Let's go ahead and try this guy out anyway. And our cargo is, of course, going to be these tank cars. Gets up to speed in 83 seconds, which is probably won't even get up to speed because this is such a short run. Four is 12 is 14. I think I'm going to go ahead with 12. It's higher than this, and obviously we're going to double it. I think it's going to get pretty close. I think it's going to get pretty close to, I think here, like this. Manage vehicles, clone. And then we should have another version of it coming out of here, which will make it pretty much opposite this. I could just slow this down a sec. Short second anyway. Like that. And then pretty much have those opposite one another. Good stuff. And then that's going to give us a rate of what exactly? 551. I'm wondering if that's going to go up though. I feel like it's going to be more than that. I can definitely make these longer as well. So we'll see what that rate goes to at some point, and then 551. We need it to be 800, of course, and then we need this line here, which we had the one vehicle on, to be 400. So we'll manage this vehicle as well. And I think we're going to just go ahead and do the same thing as the last one, which is the best train we got. And 12 I had, right, on the other one? And then we'll have to double the train. Let's see, what do we got going on here? This is the crude, so this is the refined plastics. Okay, so is this pretty much halfway? Pretty much. So when this gets going this way, I want this one to take off this way, and then they'll reach halfway. Okay, so what I want to do then is this plastics guy. I'm going to want to clone this guy just as he's coming through here. We can clone him up. Let's just speed this up a moment. Like that. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. So, pause. And manage vehicle. And clone. And start her back up. And there he goes. By the time he gets to there, this guy will be pretty close to down there. And what's also nice is if they could be kind of on the opposites. Like, they kind of get tied up with these two a little bit, which is kind of annoying. One thing I could do, I mean, I've got this line up here. I could just go ahead. In fact, long term, we're going to be delivering so much crude. We're going to have really, really long trains delivering the crude on this short spot here. We might just go ahead and have this track doubled up and just modify that. Who knows? Because like you say, you got stuff waiting and stuff in there. It's just kind of annoying. We'll have to see how this works out. So anyway, let's check the rates in here. Refined to plastic is 366. That might work its way up a little bit more. And then the crude is at 619. So we are going to want to make those trains longer. Basically, we want them 16, really, right? Because we want another third, not quite a third, more capacity. And so we need 4. So we need those to be, we need to make these 4 long, or 16 long in total. So let's go ahead and do that. And like this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. And then like we said here with the refined, yeah, it's actually moved up a little bit. So it's actually at 428. And then the rate on this is now well over 800. We might be able to dial that back to 15 or something if we wanted to. But long term, we're going to have to make it even more than that as we bring more crude into this. Now, what we also need to do is we need to upgrade these because I need to be able to deliver 400 of this. And we are not doing that right now. So let's manage vehicles. Got 10 of them. And what was our rate? 141. So we're going to want another 15 at least. Sorry, manage vehicles. Let's go ahead and clone all of them. And then clone 5 more. So that's going to get us to 25. And that's going to get us closer to the 400 number we need. We'll let that work itself out and see what it wants to say. That this full 400, of course, will be delivered. So we'll be able to deliver 800 this way and then 800 this way. So the plastics factory will be getting 400 refined oil. So then now what we need to do is get the plastics factory, the train line going from plastics to the goods factory. We need to get this up and running. So that's at 141. So we need to more than double that. I think we would make these... We need to get that to 200 and then double it. But we're going to have faster speeds as well. I think if we make this 14... It might even do it if we kept it at 12. But if we go to 14 for sure, I think we're going to be good. So let's go manage vehicle. And let's go again. We're just going all out and getting the China Railways online. And... cargo is going to be these guys. And yeah, like I said, we'll probably go 14, I think. Like that. Get that to 14. And then the rate on that line, if we get it up to around 200, then it basically will be good because the clone will make it double to 400. I think that's it'll lock that in and it'll be good. Now, where do we put the... Where do I have the... Oh, here, I think, right? Yeah. Let me pause this for a second real quick. This is where I can put it on that line. We have... Yeah, because we have it going to there, and then it can go straight through. So that's where we add to this line. And this guy is about to get in. So we want this cloned right now, but we want to make sure we clone it here. And there's 2 spots that could potentially try to clone it, and we don't want it to go in the wrong spot, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, by the time we get it here and it gets up to speed, it'll be coming out of there, and this guy will likely have gotten into there because it's at full speed. So let's go ahead and do it right about now, and I think we're going to be good. So that's going to be one more time, right like that. And then we said 14, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. 12 or 14? Shoot. No! What do we do? This is 168 capacity. Should remember that part. That would have been easy. We need 168 capacity. Boom. Cargo. Right there. It was 14. Purchase. And then we just need to put it on the freight line that is the plastique to good factory. There we go. Then we can run it back up. And what we're going to do is check the rate on this goods to Druidville line. It's doing 148 with that one train. I actually don't mind that. It's actually demanding a bit more than that. But if I'm only delivering 148... Whoa, why is it only getting 87 there? Oh, probably because I wasn't making enough. Okay. The next thing I need to do is get the steel up and running as well. Make sure the steel is being delivered at a rate of 400, which is definitely not. So I'm going to make this 16 long. Yep. Just going to buy because this train with the 16 long is going to last. It's going to be future proof for quite a while. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 16 long. And then, so if we have 2 of these going, that rate should creep up close to 200, I think. And we could also get a third on this. It's a pretty long stretch here. Although the less line, because we're going to have a lot of stuff here. We're going to have the steel coming in, and then we're going to have the goods going out twice here. So we don't want to have too many trains on this. And here is this guy here, that capacity. Okay. Now, we also add to that line from here. So we're going to want to... Now, he can only clone there. So that's the only place he could conceivably clone, I think. So we can go ahead and clone that there when we need to. The other thing we need to do is, before we run out of time here on the video, we need to set up a couple of lines. We need to go from here down to here. And that line is going to be the delivery of goods. And it's going to be freight. And it's going to be goods to Joshland. I'm going to call that Joshland Depot to the south there. Like that. Because it's not actually going to Joshland, right? It's going to the depot to the south of it. So I like that Joshland Depot there. And then we're going to make another new line. And it's going to start there. And it's going to go all the way down to there. And once again, it's the delivery of goods. And this is going to be freight. And it's going to be goods to Shipland. Like that. So that's 2 more lines up and running. And then the other thing we're going to want to do is we need to make some additions to here. We want to make a road going along here. Like that. And we're not going to want to use that road. We're going to want it to just be something completely separate. In fact, I think what I'll probably do is actually have it be a road that comes straight off of here for a sec. Let's line that up like that. Yep, like that. And then I'm just going to pull this back here. Like that. And then we'll just smooth this part out. like that. And what I'm going to do is I'll put these roads on here like this for the remainder. Going slightly uphill. And then through like that to there. And you know what I'm going to actually do? I'm actually going to have it... let me just see something for a second. Long term, I'm going to probably have some adjustments to make on this. I'm actually going to pause this up. Pull those back off of that. And make this the direct line into the city like that for now. Shoot. The goods are actually going to go this way too, which is up a big hill. Or I could deliver them down here and then make an adjustment there. I think because just for time's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. And then I'm going to delete this all the way back to here. And make an adjustment to this road. Like this. And then basically just have it slide in and connect like that. Then we have a road going to here, and then the goods will be delivered to some location nicely adjacent. I wonder if I put it in here, if it would reach. Probably would reach all the way down to there, right? If I put it like right there, and then have it just come in, go down, drop off, and then eventually long term I could have it come in the back and drop off there. But I think that's a good spot for it right there. So I'm going to go like this, like this, like this. It's an immediate drop off. So I was asked by Mr. Curry to just real quickly, when I'm choosing which truck stop to use and stuff like that. So in this case, because it's an immediate drop off, there's not going to be any accumulation of goods in this. We don't need extra storage. I just go to 10 because it's just in and drop and go. And in this case, normally I like to go 1 and 1 because I like the symmetry and the way it looks. But for this, we're only dropping off 1 good. That's all we're doing. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and get rid of 1. And I'm going to get rid of the one on the right so that we can make it smooth along along the road. And then we just have the one like I said, on the left for a quick drop off and go. So let's just turn this thing around like this. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this stuff so we can actually see what we're doing a little bit. We don't have that whitewash. So like I said, this will be smooth against this road. I can't really see. Here we go. That looks nice and smooth. And then we just want to line it up in here. And we can get it close enough without deleting that one behind us. It would be nice. Just like that. There we go. Nice and smooth. I could have moved it over, but then it would have made a crooked road. And who wants a crooked road, right? And it actually leaves a little space. They might actually be able to put tiny little commercial buildings along there. So there's that. And then we just need one down here. And now here, when you build this one, you're going to want it to be a little longer because it's going to actually physically drop stuff off. And in this case, it's going to be dropping off on a train. And when you're dropping off big loads on a train, it might be 80 or 100, 200 down the road, right? So you're going to want it to be really long. Ooh, we got planes. So yeah, you start at 30, but you're probably going to... What's going on? Why? Whoa, it's like all laggy. What's going on? Hello. Okay, sorry. I don't know what the heck was going on there. So we're going to go ahead and just put this in here now. And again, I'm trying to do this a little bit quickly so we can, just for the terms of this length of the episode. But you'd want to put it in a spot. This game has gotten incredibly laggy all of a sudden, and I do not know why. You're going to want to put it in a spot where you can make it even longer so that when it drops off those big loads, it's got lots of space for exit. And then what we can do is we can go ahead and create a new line that goes from there to there. And that's going to be the final delivery of goods. There's not really a darker brown. Whatever. We'll make that one. That's a little bit darker, maybe. And so, yeah, that's going to be actual DEL, delivery of goods to Joshland. Like that. And then what I can do is we can go in here and we can just say, let's grab, I don't know. We'll start with 5. We'll probably want at least 10. So that will be the delivery of goods to Joshland. Like that. So we'll stick those on there. And then we'll want a train on the line coming to here. Like that. So let's go ahead and purchase a train. And I guess we're buying only the best. And boxcar. We'll go with 12. Even dozen for now. Just so we can get a train on the tracks here. That's freight goods to Joshland Depot. So that's going to pop out of there. And let's just make sure, and I guess it wouldn't, we have so much stuff coming in here. We're going to make steel. And then 3 goods out. Yeah, we're going to have to make this bigger. I forgot we're going to have to make this bigger. Yeah. Well, it won't be too much of a big deal. It's just gonna have to delete this, unfortunately. And then we'll make this bigger. That sucks. So this is on terminal 2, which is fine. Coming into here and then it'll leave. Let's go ahead and speed it up. And goods production has, for some reason, been shut down. What's happened? What the heck? Steel's not a problem. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. How did you let me do this? All right. So delivery of plastics, obviously. And we'll make it 14. We'll speed her back up. This is actually wanting to upgrade, which is nice, even though we weren't delivering because we're idiots. And by we, I mean me. So plastic will get delivered. The rate on these lines. So we don't have a whole lot of time. And of course, I've screwed up now. So we're not going to actually see the delivery of goods to Joshland, I don't think. Let's just check our rates. So let's go in here and refine plastics. Rate of 458. Yep, that's perfect. That's what we want. We want to see a rate a little bit over 400. That's good. We could potentially take 1 or 2 off of these, but I mean, we're not going to be that picky. It's fine. And then the rate on the other ones, the biggie, is 892. So it has dialed in just nicely above 800. Now we could, again, trim that down, but long term we're going to want these trains. Like, I don't even know. We might even have to set up 2 lines. We might have to double this up and make this depot bigger. And then make this depot bigger and have a whole second line just trucking the trains in. Because we're going to be bringing all kinds of crude oil into this bay and sending it down this line. And I don't even know if you can have trains long enough to send all the crude we're going to need for the rest of this game. Because not only to make the plastics, but we're also going to need it to make all of the fuel. So it's going to be an absolutely ridiculous amount of crude oil that we're going to need to move. So that's, yeah, say the least. So we'll keep those trains. That's actually good to know. This guy is going to pick up plastic and then we can get it delivered. We, of course, still aren't making any goods yet because no plastics have actually made it here. We have, now what's curiosity? Joshland, Shepland, Druidville. The Joshland Depot, that's 182 off 1 train. So doubling that train would satisfy all the way up to almost 400. So that's pretty good. I could say we definitely would like that. I've got it on super fast forward here, folks, because I'm trying to get some goods delivered, but I just don't think it's going to happen. You know what? In fact, let's not even worry about it. We're going to call it right there because there's no point in making this video 5 minutes longer just so you can see stuff delivered. It'll get delivered. You know it will. In fact, there's actually one good sitting right there that got allocated. So we know it's happening. There it is. One good on this beautiful train making its way to Joshland. And on the next episode, we will see it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like the video if you've enjoyed. Subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things. Leave some comments down below. Let me know how you think I'm doing. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.